Hi guys, it's Erin and I'm here with another Project Life Sunday. This is week 35 of 2015 and I'm still on the track of using 6x6 papers to make my cards, but I did include these two cards from one of the Scraptastic kits that I got last year. I know it's been a while since I did a video, and I hope you'll forgive me if I end up coughing or anything. You probably heard about the trials and tribulations that I'm going through with my cystic fibrosis, so bear with me if this video is kind of a little janky. It's actually quite long for one of these videos. I did this on October 30th, and I was still sick and not really medicated for it, so I decided to just go really slow and to pace myself. And this video, you're not going to see it, but it's actually in several pieces because it's like, okay, well, just take your time and I can still manage to do stuff. But I think it helped that this was a week where not a whole lot happened. We had a fire here in Big Bear Lake, like actually in the town. It was right next to one of our ski resorts on the mountain, and I have really great photos of it, but I don't want to use them on my Project Life because I want to actually make a scrapbook page. So the top picture is just a picture of the smoke outside of our back window, and then the picture in the center, the one on the left center, is one that was on the government INSEE website. It's like for, it's for incidents, and so they update it, and so anytime there's an incident going on. It's one of the pictures that they took of their firefighters actually fighting the fire up close. We didn't get that close, and we couldn't see anything like that. It was just red glowing on a mountain, but I guess when I scrapbook that layout, you'll see it. So I didn't have anything other than video game photos because we couldn't really go outside and do anything. And we did go to the farmer's market, and I had to wear my mask because it was just so smoky outside. And it was funny because people are looking at me like, oh, you're crazy because you're wearing a mask. And, people usually look at me like that. But, when there was actually smoke in the air, it was kind of weird that, people would judge me that badly. Like, you can't smell that? Because, Mike even said his throat was hurting, and he's got normal lungs. He's a normal person, so it's like if it's that bad for a normal person, yeah, you better believe I have to be wearing my mask because I can't handle that stuff. We basically had all of the windows and the whole house closed up and the filter going 100%, and it was bad. Like they closed the schools, which is hilarious because like the air quality was a quarter of what it is when you have people up here burning in their fireplaces because they burn like trash and pine needles and cones and all this crap, and it's so smoky. But they'll close the schools for a quarter of that. Anyway, I could complain about that for an hour, and it has nothing to do with scrapbooking, so I'm sorry. It's like I said to myself, don't just talk about being sick the entire time, because that's kind of pathetic. So, the thing that I do kind of have to address is the fact that I am running out of ideas for these cards. It's so pathetic, because I'm sitting there like, okay, well, how do I put the paper to make these cards interesting? I think I have to finally concede defeat and say that next year I'm just going to I'm going to go back to Gossamer Blue because there are layouts that I've made this year that are just, they're crazy and I don't like them and they're weird, but at least they're done. And last year, there's some of them that aren't perfect or anything, but mostly I was just working with the cards, so I didn't really have to think about it. And this one is like, all right, well, yeah, I'm using paper and that's great. And, like I said, on this one I'm using cards because just I don't know. I'm not creative enough for it, I guess. I just got to admit that's probably what it is I'm not creative enough to keep coming up with ideas, 50 times. I'm probably not going to have 52 because I spent an entire month on the couch. It's going to be really depressing if you have to sit there and see an entire layout of, I was on the couch. I don't even have photos. I was just on the couch. Didn't move. Didn't do anything. So, I'm going to combine that, but so if you have to see 48 layouts of just me trying desperately to make cards over and over again, it's not great. And I think it's just probably better to just have the help and just admit defeat because I've looked up sketches and stuff, and they don't really fit for what I want to do, or they don't have enough journaling for what I want, or there's too much journaling, and it just, I don't know. I mean, I do. I just kind of wing it and put paper on top of stuff and then, journal on top of it. And, I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but next week's layout is kind of janky, so be prepared for that. Just so you know, it's something to look forward. But yeah, I mean, I did my best with this one. I try and stick with at least 3 colors, and, this one had a lot of fire and video game pictures, so I figured I would go with that. The video game picture on the left is, I was still in a race with Mike to get $1 million worth of stolen items in ESO. And he was well ahead of me, and then I started catching up because I can steal more higher value stuff, even though each of us can only steal 140 things a day, because it's a game mechanic. And so, but I was stealing higher value stuff, so I was catching up, but it takes so long. I mean, guys, it takes so long, because even the higher value stuff is only $200. So I'm sitting there like, is it over yet? Am I done yet? I really want this achievement because it's really impressive, and the color is like this gorgeous purple. I mean, so pretty. You'll see when I finally get it and I take a picture of her. She's so pretty in her new armor, but trying to do this, it's so boring. And then like people, they take your lock boxes that are supposed to have the stolen items in them, and so you can't find anything to steal. Yeah, it was crazy. So I spent an entire card complaining about that. And then on the right, I took another picture of the fact that, yeah, okay, so it was terrible stealing, but maybe the game decided to give me a break and gave me, the high value Imperial motif. And that sells for, it says it sells for $53,000. So it didn't get me any closer to my stealing goal, but it did get me $53,000 when I sold it on the market to another player. So, I mean, silly video game stuff, but it was fun. And the picture in the middle that you're going to see now is just myself and my friends and Mike. Actually, he's behind the troll. Playing a dungeon, and my friend decided to tank the gigantic troll while looking at it in the eyes, so she had to get on top of that. She had to get on top of this little caravan thing in there. But yeah, that's about it. And I'm sorry that this video was completely random and all over the place. But thank you very much for watching. Bye.